energy by Greatfellow. 3 ways heat can be transferred. Conduction is number 1. Conduction is the transfer of heat between substances that are in direct contact with each other. The better the conductor, the more rapidly heat will be transferred. Metal is a good conduction of heat. Conduction occurs when a substance is heated. Particles will gain more energy and vibrate more. These molecules then bump into nearby particles and transfer some of their energy to them. This then continues and passes the energy from the hot end down to the colder end of the substance. Next is convection. Convection. The thermal energy is transferred from hot places to cold places by convection. Convection occurs when warmer areas of a liquid or gas rise to cooler areas in the liquid or gas. Cooler liquid or gas then takes the place of the warmer areas which have risen higher. This results in a continuous circulation of pattern. Water boiling in a pan is a good example of convection currents. Another good example of convection is the atmosphere. The Earth's surface is warmed by the sun. The warm air rises and cool air moves in. Next is radiation. Radiation is a method of heat that does not rely upon any contact between the heat source and the heated object, as is the case with conduction and convection. Heat can be transmitted through empty space by thermal radiation, often called unflared radiation. This is a type of electromagnetic radiation. No mass is exchanged and no medium is required in the process of radiation. Examples of radiation is the heat from the sun or heat released from a filament of a light bulb. Examples of heat energy. Heat energy is the term that we use to describe the level of activity for the molecules in an object. An object with molecules that are very excited and zip around rapidly is known as being hot, while an object with molecules whose atoms move around less rapidly is known as cold. Examples of heat energy continued. The biggest example of heat energy in our solar system is the sun itself. The sun radiates heat to warm us up on the planet Earth. When the burner of a stovetop is very hot, it is a source of heat energy. Anything that's placed onto the stovetop and warmed, whether a pot of tea or a skillet of frying eggs, also become sources of heat energy. Automobile fuels such as gasoline are sources of heat energy too, as is the hot engine of a race car or a school bus. A toaster is turned on and turns a piece of bread into a piece of toast. This is due to the radiant heat energy of the toast, which draws moisture from the bread and makes it crispy. A hot cup of steaming cocoa contains heat energy. Any fire from the smallest match to the biggest forest fire ever contains heat energy, which even the smallest of fires potentially resulting in the massive amount of heat energy seen in a huge blaze. When ice is placed into a glass of water, the heat energy from the water eventually melts the ice, meaning the water itself is a source of heat energy. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped you guys out.